Good morning, everybody, and happy Thursday. Happy FOMC Thursday. If you're with me in the YouTube chat or the Discord chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have, oh my goodness, Vibe Trade, Channel Tommy, and Cash Jack, Broccoli, Travis. Good morning. Out West, Tiger Trader, Trader Meister, Kelvin. Good morning to you. Good morning, Retberg, Druss, Fran, Ever So Meticulous, Cash, Andrew, SW, Dust, Gold Chess Club. Good morning, Scott Trades, Raymond. Good to see you. Cyrus, Luna. What's up, Luna? We got a little Luna raid here this morning. Oh, my. What's going on? Trade Travel, RN. Double GZ for Sheezy, Black Lung, Mr. Deck. Good morning, Jordan, J. Scott. Good morning, Trader Page, Mike, Tanner. Good morning, Gringo El Diablo. How you doing, folks? Coach Hoop in the building. What's up, buddy? Scott Dibbs, Trader, Mr. Moon, Chauncey, John, Gene, Philip, Brishty, Bank, SHK. Good morning, Raby, The Profit Trades, Jim's S, Dima, Session Flow, Tony, Wetlands Entrepreneur, Arise, $2, Kimball, Tattooed Grove, K Dogger, Preja. Morning, Richard, Astrid, Prop Funded, Luis, Will, Ashwin, Justin, Hindsight, Lenny, McNasty, Todd, Marcello, OG, Hanson, Gabriel, Patrick, Mr. Bugs, Rusty Golfer, Psycho. Good morning, Wesley, Motion Red, T-Lad, David, G-Lines, Kelvin, Blissfully Dissatisfied, A-Trades, Gary. Good morning, everybody. How we doing? This market is motoring. Does anybody know what's going on today? Is anything happening today? Does anybody know? I think I already said it at the top of the call, but that's right. It is FOMC Thursday, which is not normal. We usually have FOMC on a Wednesday. I wonder if this thing is going to break out of these highs. What do you folks think? It's this kind of trade is calling my name. I just don't know if we're going to get there before the market opens. We do have at 8:30 the initial and continuing jobless claims. You know what? I don't have up right now. Hold on. Hold the phone. I gotta get my my stack going here. All righty. Yeah, we have some very volatile wicks ahead of us today. Oh, there's that little breakout. It's perking above here. Looking to go for a new, is that gonna be the high? Yep. Going for some new highs there. What's up, Holy Earth? How you doing there, buddy? Thank you. Yeah, are we gonna take out 21,000 here before the jobless claims come out? Oh my, wouldn't that be something? Let me ask you this. Is anybody long here and now? Because this looks pretty dang juicy to me. Pretty dang juicy. Chart is frozen. Oop, let me fix that. There we go. Hello. Yep, sorry. There we go. My bad. Yeah, this thing is ripping. How much are we going to start to really rock and roll up here? Trading gold today. Well, let's look at a gold chart, shan't we? Let's see what's going on in the world of gold. Hold on. Give me a second here. Hold on. Maybe, yeah, I have to do this before I do this. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, sweet. We're fixed. We're cool. Reloading, and reloading. There we go. Cool. Awesome. All right, let's check out gold. Gold futures. There we go. There's gold. Yellow. Yeah, gold's going crazy here. And it looks like the NQ is also carrying and going crazy as well. And looking like the S&P is trying to break out as well. Let's see here. Yeah, it's still, I mean, it's juicing through these levels. It really wants that 21,000, doesn't it? Maybe we can catch a little bit of a ride here. Let's try catching a little bit of a ride here. We are pushing up. Perhaps we can get all the way up to 21,000 here. Perhaps. We'll see though. If we can get up and over this 88 level, it would get pretty dang juicy. You have some bids showing up underneath us. Probably want to run this with a little bit of a tight stop, given that we do have news coming out in 23 minutes. I'm watching here at 88. There's not that much liquidity overhead of us on 88, and right now S&Ps are looking to break out into 5980s. Huh. Interesting. All right, I like that. Can we get a little bit higher though? Let's see. Just a little bit higher. I want to get through these 990s. Just a little bit higher, and then we can start going towards that 21K. Let's see, right here. Looking for a peel. There's a peel. All right, we got a little bit of a peel there. That's good. Now, can we motor all the way to 21,000 before the bottom of the hour? Let's see. Oh, sorry. Going to the Nazi here. My bad. Look at this thing. Yeah, it's gunning for that big juicer right there. Let's see here if we can actually peel out right here at the 50s. Okay, we got some out at the 50s there. I think that's good. Good. Why is Tops of X chart not on all-time high yet? I don't know. We're continually making a new high a day here on this Ripacito, so I think it's pretty juiced. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna put my stop up at like right there. Yeah, right there. I'm gonna move my stop to 88 quarters, just in case. Because we're still waiting for the data at the bottom of the hour. I'd like to take this all the way to 21,000, but if we don't make it, we don't make it. Oh, sorry. I'm on the completely wrong chart here. Sorry. My bad. I'm on the... sorry. It's still getting used to... it's a new stream setup. Sorry. My bad. This whole time I think that we were there. Sorry. I'm looking at my stream output and it's showing me the preview output, not the real output. Sorry about that. It's there's a thing called scenes and stages. So I'm sorry. Thought that was showing. I look over and I'm like, wait, where's the green bars? My bad. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah, so there's my stop. 88 quarters. We're in at 84. So let's see if this works out. I'm looking for 21,000 here. And you know what we can do is trail this aggressively if we tag that 21,000. We're looking for 5980 in the S&Ps as well. Rips, what I noticed, the NQZ24 has a higher all-time high than the NQ1. Maybe because you're using the B80G, right? The break adjusted. There are going to be people capping this off in the 21,000. I wonder if we get there before 20 minutes from now. It's okay. If we stop out, we stop out. We still make some good money. So Rips, I was long from 961, but too afraid to put more, so I was only in for one micro. It's better than being in for no micros, right? No micros is worse than one micro. Trust me on that one. You know, there's another trader yesterday who was messaging me. I get DMs all the time. Sometimes I get time to answer them, but this person was messaging me and they're like, hey, what do you think I should do with the NASDAQ today? I said, just put one single mini long. And they're like, but this is my axe phase. I said, put one mini long and put your stop at like, I don't know, like $800. Are you willing to lose $800? They're like, well, I have 5 accounts. It's $4,000. I said, okay. Are you willing to risk it to get the biscuit? And they said, yeah. You know what they ended up making yesterday on one lot, copied 5 times? Anybody have a guess? One lot copied across 5 XFA accounts. One single lot. I'm showing gold? Wait, are you kidding? Wait, is it actually showing gold? Are you messing with me? They made 25 racks, dude. 25 G's. Can you believe that? This is the most they'd ever made. They were like crying. They wanted to do like a voice call. I'm like, no, it's like, it's you. Like, they're like, you told me how to try. I'm like, dude, I gave you a suggestion, and like you're the one who clicked the buttons. You know how many people would take that off early and not make that full amount? I was like, I had to tell them. They were messaging me again this morning. I was like, they're like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, dude, do you understand? Like, you're the person who held that trade. Like, that has nothing to do with me, dude. Like, literally nothing to do with me. You're the person who held that trade. And it's like, do you know how many people would have taken that off at like, geez, like even like $1,000 profit? Like, it was all them. But yeah, if they're watching, you know who you are. Good job. Good job. Pretty sick though. It's their most profitable day across anything they've ever done, apparently. So very, very cool. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was not financial advice. Yeah, I don't have any financial. I'm not a financial advisor, so don't ever consider what I'm saying as financial advice. This is all entertainment. We're having a good time here. We're having fun. Yeah, it was $5,000, $5,000. All they showed me was their final screen. So I don't know what their entry was, or they told me it was 1 mini. So 1 mini. Rich, when you take your Series 3, can you give financial advice then? I'll have to consult with them. I'll find out. What are we thinking? Did we get 21,000 before this news comes out? There's not that many lots up there. And I mean, if we start to do a little booty blasting up there, this thing could get really blown out here. Folks, if you want to have some giveaways today, I'm going to be doing giveaways at 1,500 likes. I'm going to give away multiple Top Step combines, not just one, but multiple. Because I love you. I'd love to, wow, we are, there's some angry shorts still in this. My goodness. Never short a good trending market. This thing has just not stopped. A crazy, crazy, crazy move. I really want to take this thing all the way to that 21,000 mark. I wish I could split this into half. I mean, I know that I can, switching over to the micros and blah, 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 blah. But like, man, do I ever really just want to, let me see here. Can I do, let's do, I mean, I could be like really greedy-ish right there. $1 over. Show me $1. Show me $1, because that'll give us a little papacito through 21,000. It may keep going, but that's okay. I really like this trade idea if we actually get through. Series 3 means absolutely nothing. I have Series 7 means absolutely nothing. Just means you can take a test and pass. Yeah. Hey, there you go. I'm expecting to to fail. I really am. You know, I'm old enough. We used to take this thing called the SAT. I don't think they do it anymore. I took my SAT super hungover. I actually did okay on it. I only took it once. I actually did pretty okay on it. And I was completely hungover. And I didn't do any study, no prep, nothing. But I tell you, I could never answer a single question on that test today. Daughter just took the SAT. I thought they weren't doing it anymore. Wasn't there like a rule like, it's you're a bigot if you take the SAT or something like that. Come on, just get through. Let's get that one. Morning Rips, the hybrid beast will be by you in a couple weeks. Are you going to enjoy it? Why would you, right? Who likes fast? Yeah. So I got invited to a certain area of the track by Bentley, but I don't think I'm going to go because I don't drink. And it's like, it's cool like if you drink, but I would rather watch the whole race like televised rather than sitting at one part of the track. I don't know. My wife really wants to go, so we'll figure it out. But there's another streamer coming into town, and I think we're going to meet up with them and their wife for dinner. Perhaps. We'll see. I'm just watching this 21,000. I feel like we could sweep it. What are we? There's 91. Yeah, I think we can sweep this. I think we're going to get filled here. It might like literally tick our order and stop and reverse, but let's see. I think we can get there. Yeah, it's looking for 5980s in the S&P. There should be probably about 250 contracts here as an iceberg at 21,000. That's what I would assume. I'm just hoping that we can blast through it. There are some people front running it already, 98s. I still think we send it through though. Let's see. Come on down to Party Town. Yeah, big bids are showing up. That's good. I just want to get this business done before before 820 comes in. That's what I'd really like to see. If this business gets done before 820, woo-wee. I'm talking about the time, not the price. Yeah, some front runners there at 98, kind of scaring the price action back down. Let's see. Yeah, there they are. There's those buyers again. I guarantee you that's people that are covering their shorts because they're like, okay, that's probably as low as that we're going to get down for now. 988. Yeah, I really should actually move that to like 87 quarters. Let's see if we can get this all the way back up. I think the red line is sellers waiting to short. Yeah, no, there's definitely some longs that are getting filled there, but I think on an iceberg, we're probably going to see about 250 to 300 contracts. And we don't have the liquidity just yet to get there. We need some very violent moves. Like now I'm thinking that if we get up and over 21,000, since we're refreshing bids down here, probably going to refresh bids all the way down to like 88 evens. That's why I'm at 87 quarters here for my stop. So if we refresh enough of liquidity down here, maybe we go through 21K. You want non-pro status for your personal accounts, non-prop firm. Yeah. The only registration I have is with the SEC as a large trader. That's it. That's my only thingy majig that I have. Jobless claims number should be a down or greater than or less than. Well, let's see what the previews are. We're expecting 222,000, so larger from last week. Large trader because you have like an account with live account with Thompson. No. There's a large trader declaration that you have to make if you trade a certain amount of shares or notional value in a single day or in a single month. I believe it's $20 million USD in a month or a day. I can't remember, but I got that designation back in 2019 or 2020. Let's see. I don't think we're gonna go much lower here. We should have bids stacking up right around here. And if we do, we should have refreshed liquidity that should boost us higher. You can see we did have, let's see, at 96 halves and 98 halves, we did run into a little bit of trouble there, but it's okay. We're just playing with profit here. And the worst that we can do on this final contract is $60. What's the difference between FOMO and intuition? I think they're completely different things. Wildly different things, in my opinion. FOMO is the fear of missing out. Intuition is having a read that you know something is about to happen. And that could be based on past experience or good pattern recognition, usually in trading. We'll invite intuition. You should go to the Bentley thing. They will also have a full screen so you watch the whole track. Oh, there we go. We got stopped out. Okay, cool. So we are up. Let me make sure that copied across all of our accounts here. 521. Yeah, because we used, okay, cool. Yeah, so we're up $3,000 this morning in our 5 XFAs. Go us. Yeehaw. We did it. Anybody else catch that trade? Similar? Anybody? I wonder if our stop was like literally just too tight, but anybody catch that trade to the long side there? Am I seeing those front runners on Bookmap? I am, yeah. You're watching them with the liquidity. You stare at Bookmap for enough hundreds of thousands of hours. No. I have thousands of hours of Bookmap experience, but if you stare at it for long enough, you'll start to see some things too. Your eyes might be going crazy, but you'll start to see some things. You got 500 on 2 combines. Nice. Yeah. I still think based on how this is jostling around, the problem is I'm not going to trade my XFAs on this jobless claims number. I really think that if the number is good for the market, if we have jobless claims going up slightly, like 260,000, continuing claims at like 1.9 million, maybe there's a trade there. Maybe, baby. I was in a Porsche booth. That is a boat. Porsche booth at Daytona. It was great. Food, drinks, TV. Yeah, maybe we'll go. I don't know. they have like they said it's like a world famous DJ, but they can't say who. So I don't know if that's like a contractual thing or something, but world famous DJ in the booth. And then there's like some very famous sushi chef, apparently. I looked at the email for like, I don't know, like 2 minutes. FOMO is emotion, not intuition. Yeah, no, like FOMO is the fear of missing out. There's nothing like, FOMO is usually something that leads to frustration. Go Rips and vlog for us. I haven't done any vlogs yet. I have so much of that. I have a ton of camera equipment, but I haven't done any vlogging. If anybody knows anybody out in Vegas who's looking for a gig to do filming, so I don't have to do any filming or editing, I'm always looking for somebody. XFA Live. My live account is only in Ninja Trader. By the way, we got smoked on our live account yesterday. Not smoked. We hit max loss. It was $3,000. We lost $3,000 on our live account yesterday because I had a total spaz out with the platform. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, it's a platform's fault. It's my fault. I pressed the buttons. But it was annoying because I'm so used to Top Step X now. Remember how much I used to talk about how much I love Ninja Trader? I decided to use it. So this is my Ninja Trader Stream Deck. You can see it's completely turned off here. There's no hotkeys are on it right now. And I went and I used the clicking version of the hotkeys. I used the clicking version of the hotkeys instead of using my Stream Deck. And because of that, I was in a long early on, and then I knew it was going to pull back first. And so I tried to get out of the trade, and my stop was there. And so in less than 1 second, and I went over this on my stream, in less than 1 second, I clicked to exit the trade. It hit my stop right before I clicked to exit the trade, and then it flipped me short. And then I immediately panicked, and 1 second later or 3 seconds later, I clicked out of that trade. And that one tiny little move cost me $1,200 in the red. And then when I went long, I was long one contract, and then I changed my ATM strategy to something that had like more contracts or something like that. And I clicked to add one single contract, and it added me, I don't know, 3 or 4 more contracts. And then it pulled back and it bottom ticked me out, max loss, and then it sent. It was just really, really annoying because it was like a $10,000 trade. And then we went on to trade our practice account out of frustration because, I didn't want to leave everybody in MC kind of high and dry. And we traded live and we made $17,000 on the practice account. So it was kind of annoying. It was one of those days where it's like, super annoying. But I was like, I'm playing poker today. This is yesterday. It's like, I'm playing poker, so I'm just going to kind of take it easy. Cleared my mind out, went in the jacuzzi, meditated a little bit. And then, we're cleared out for poker. Poker was good yesterday. Had a lot of fun. Played with Berkey. Ellie Alezra was in the room at the table across from me, which was really weird. Usually we have Bobby's room to ourselves, but it was a good day. It was a fun day. I had a good session, and it was really, really nice to be back playing. Last time I played was like last Friday, so it's really, really nice. Am I on Top Step today? Yes, I'm on Top Step TV today for the FOMC rate decision and subsequent press conference. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope that everybody will join me there. Yeah, MC is on Discord, but like I said, I recommend always hanging out here in the YouTube for the free streams. Can't go wrong with the price of free. Hopefully Top Step X gets third-party indicators this coming year. I think that Top Step X is going to be a real force to be reckoned with this year. Wow, we are really pulling back. This, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is why you use stops in your trading. And you don't move your stop. Like we moved our stop around market structure. I wasn't moving my stop and then, it's coming closer, moving it again. I know there's some of you out here who are doing that, and you ought to stop it. When you pick your stop, pick it in an area of market structure. For instance, if you had your stop somewhere like lower than here, that's okay. Or like here, that's okay. But if you define your stop, which is where we had ours, like right underneath this little piece of liquidity right here, right? We were expecting that this, let me draw this here. This part of the liquidity is going to hold us up because it kind of tested bids in this area. So my stop was right around here, but we committed to it. It's not like we saw that and we go, here's another area of liquidity and now I'm going to move this down. Why don't you trail your stops and keep going and keep going? Well, it's because you're going to change your risk reward on the trade. We ended up with profit on our final lot, even though it was only 60 times 5, $300. That's still $300. But if we kept on moving our stop, maybe we get back all the profit on our trade now. And that's why you don't want to do that. So Find a stop that makes sense with the market structure that you're currently trading. If you're trading a longer term trade, your market structure could be something as low as here, but your entry is probably going to be much lower. Like maybe you're trading this topside breakout right here. Like maybe you're trading this, we call this a flat top breakout, right? Maybe you're trading flat top breakout, you're long right here, and then maybe your stop makes sense when you're trading that flat top breakout. Maybe your stop makes sense somewhere in here, and that's okay because you're still, this much in the profit, right? So just think about that the next time that you have a trade on. Are you cheating yourself by chasing your stop down and moving it and bargaining with yourself, or are you using the market structure? 3 minutes now. 3-minute warning until we get the news, folks. 3-minute warning. Are these streams recorded so we can go back and listen to these later? Yep, on the YouTube. Every single stream on the YouTube. Jobless claims are expected to be at 222,000 and 1.89 million. If we see 260,000, I think the market will go up. If we see 200,000, the market will go down. And we have to see continuing claims at like 1.9, I'd say, for the market to go up. Remember, we're expecting a 25 basis point cut today for the FOMC. We'll talk about that more on Tops Up TV later today. By the way, if we get 15 donos today, we will stream through the New York Open. Rips, I just got funded and I'm down 1K so far on a 50K account. Any advice? What we talked about yesterday is what I would highly recommend. Hold on, 2 minutes now. You need to take it super slow on that. If you are trading day one in the minis and you're already down 1,000, I think that you ought to be working on getting another account and getting that across the line, putting that one on ice, and then taking it slow in that first one. Set your daily loss limit. Wow, order book is completely cleared out. This is going to be crazy. Watch, we're going to rip right through 21,000 on this. Jeez Louise. You want to get an account and you want to put your daily loss limit at something like $300. And then you only want to trade in the micros. And by doing this, you're going to give yourself a fighting chance that instead of having one day where you lose 1,000, it's going to take you 3 days. If you're hitting max loss every single 3 days, or every single one of those 3 days, you're now only down $900. So it's called bankroll management. You're limiting the amount of exposure that you have into the market, and you're giving yourself more chances, right? Because this is not a guarantee. We're putting on risk, right? When you're trading, it's called putting on risk. And that risk is a probabilistic chance. And even if you're a 90% chance to win, if you ran that simulation 100 times, you're going to lose 10 times out of 100. Now that 10 losses can run back to back consecutively. And if you're running a bankroll management system where you're only giving yourself 2 days for your combine to last, your XFA to last versus giving it, 7 days essentially, then you're going to have a lot less chance of survival. So you need to have better bankroll management with your XFAs. That's what I think. Is that helpful? 5 micros only even in 150K count. Yeah. Ribs, how in the world do you call the market to a T? Yesterday, sharp sell off at open, then up all day. Please tell me what you saw, please. Just reading order flow and using our MC levels, Gary. It's a lot of what it is. Thank you, Holy Earth. Here we go, folks. Here's the data. Let's watch. Let's watch. I'm not trading this. So we get the non-farm productivity at 2.2%. Not a big deal. 221,000 inline jobless claims, inline. Continuing claims, 1.89 million. Expectations 1.87. It's funny I said 1.89. The Czech central bank cut their 2-week repurchase rate by 25 basis points as well, but nobody cares, right? Yeah, I mean, it's in line with expectations. So now keep in mind, today's session is going to be it's either going to be extremely rinsy pre-FOMC, or it's going to be a tight rinse, meaning that it's going to look like it's going and then stop and then look like it's going and then stop and then look like it's going and stop. How big that range is going to be is yet to be determined, but boy, I'm shocked to see this market going down on that. Although, in line with expectations, 221,000. Yeah, I can't really argue for this market to go down on that. I don't think it should go down on that, but the further we go down, the more room we have to go up on FOMC. Now, a shock during FOMC, and we'll talk about this more on Tops Up TV, would be to see Jerome Powell cutting by 50 basis points. That's unexpected. It is like a 96% chance of a 25 basis point cut. What makes you say it'll be rincy? The fact that we have FOMC coming later in the afternoon. It's more likely to be rincy than a very congruent, continuous move, in my opinion. If you look back at historical FOMCs, we could definitely see it move, but it's going to be probably tight in a certain range. I would say in the NASDAQ, we're not going to see more than 100 points of range before FOMC. Will Top Step ever introduce straight to funding? Based on the conversations that MP has had on Top Step TV, I don't think that's a possibility. No. They don't like the unit labor costs. Yeah, I was listening to that in the squawk. That probably could be what it is. Labor costs at 1.9%. I mean, that is indicative that inflation is still running hot. So, I think the jobless claims should have had more of a move than that. I mean, if the jobless claims came in line, essentially, if we had them come as an outlier print, we would have had a much stronger movement. The unit labor cost being up slightly, almost double of what the expectation was, is certainly giving the market something to digest, but the rest of the data is quite insignificant in my opinion. What copier do I use? Since I only trade on Top Step X right now, at least for XFAs, I only use the built-in copier on Top Step X. If you're using NinjaTrader, I think this is the command to get Replicanto. Yep, there it is. So if you want Replicanto, you can get 20% off of it. It works for NinjaTrader, and it also works for Tradeovate. I'm sorry, is it Tradeovate? Tradeovate, right? What's the web-based one? Is it Tradeovate or TradingView? I don't know. There's one of them. It's been so long since I've used that platform. I used that platform like one single time, like long time ago. But anyway, it works for that platform, TradingView or Tradeovate. I'm pretty sure it's Tradeovate. It works for that platform, and you can copy already with groups in Tradeovate, but you can't copy ATM strategies. But if you use the version of Replicanto with NinjaTrader, you can copy Tradeovate ATM strategies across. So there you go. Rips, if I asked you for one piece of advice for a beginner or less successful trader, what would you advise based on your extensive experience? Take it slow, be patient. Be happy with smaller gains. Be happy with it taking a very long time. You're really not gonna see much progress in the first few years. You will see tremendous growth year 5 and on. That's when things start to really click because you've seen so many patterns so many different times, and you develop a market intuition. You do something for long enough, you're going to develop intuition no matter what it is, whether you're playing soccer, whether you're playing tennis, snowboarding, playing chess, playing cards, anything in life. I mean, you've seen those videos of people who are working on a line and doing a certain activity. You develop muscle memory for certain activities. In the same way with trading, you develop mental intuition. You've seen enough patterns for a certain time. And also you kind of get numb to the wins and losses in trading after you've been doing it for so long. You get really numb to it, right? You just you stop caring as much. Like one single trade is not going to make or break your life. Usually, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen there's, especially in the small cap world, there's people who have 6 great years and then they have one trade one afternoon that they didn't even see coming. And then all of a sudden they're literally out of the game. And I've seen that more often than not. Very dangerous game being a small cap trader to the short side. Very dangerous game. But yeah, my one piece of advice, and I mean, I don't consider myself a fantastic trader by any means, but my one piece of advice, just at least from my own experience, is that give it time, give it a lot of patience, and understand that it will get continually better as long as you're working at it. Now, if you're ignorant and you're not working on building out your trading skills throughout the years and you're just trying to say, well, as long as I spend time with this, I'm going to get better. You have to put in the work too. And I mean, when you're talking about work, it comes through if you're journaling and backtesting new strategies, focusing on getting those strategies to work. There's certain things that you can employ in your trading that will sort of fast track things. But for the most part, it's a very long journey. It's going to take a very, very long time. Wow, this is coming right off of that 4-hour high, huh? Wow. Look at that. Whoops. Look at that. What a banger day for me yesterday on my first XFA that I'm in for 3 weeks running. Caught 28.86 on MNQ with only 510 lots only. All thanks to you. Not thanks to me, dude, but appreciate you. It's you. Believe me. Give me 1 second. Woo, had to sneeze. Just got a new humidifier here, so it's making my allergies go crazy again. Hey Rips, got into poker recently. Aside from trading, any advice on where to get a proper source of education on mathematical ICM strategies, books, or people to look up to? If you're talking about poker, GTO Wizard, and there's a lot of there's some good sites out there. Berkey's got a site called Solve for Why. I would highly recommend that. So, yeah, I would start there. Been trading for, where did I miss this? Been trading for over 20 years, and you, my friend, are the most smartest trader at your age I've ever known. Thanks, and you were so right about all you tell people on their first years. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But yeah, there's a lot to be said about, you kind of get to the point. There's a lot of people who are going to be stuck at this stage, and I was for a while, where you're kind of not knowingly chasing the adrenaline that you're creating from taking trades that you shouldn't be taking, or leveraging to a size that you shouldn't be leveraging. And that was me, I think, for at least 2 out of the first 3 years that I was trading, and I didn't even know it. I definitely, in a lot of ways, an adrenaline junkie. I love going fast. I love racing cars. I love doing some extreme things, right? And I think that there was a lot of times that I didn't recognize early on in my trading where I was over leveraging or putting myself into trades that were challenging me simply because I wanted to feel that adrenaline. And I was addicted to that burst of adrenaline and dopamine. And that, I realized through journaling, was a big problem that I had, and that created tilt. But yeah, crazy. Richard Harris, Rips, how much have you taken from the tables this week? I only played once, and it was yesterday. It was a good day. I will say that. It was a very good day. Rips, bro, it is all you. Your advice, insight, your stories, your wisdom. You're definitely giving so much back to the community. Epic, brother. Keep being you. Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. It's hard for me to ever take credit for, it's you folks that are trading. I'm just here yapping away. I have really not much more to say on that topic other than this. It's just, you folks are out here. You're pushing the buttons. I'm just here to talk about my own journey and share my own experience. But believe me when I say this, you have to give yourselves all the credit here. All the credit. The Farang trader says, I'm up 1.2K on my first 50K combine, started risking 30 to 50 risk per trade and slowly moved up to risking 200 per trade, which allowed me to build my confidence slowly. There you go. Learn from what Farang trader is saying. It's very, very true that if you're that to me does not scream out hungry eyes whatsoever. That doesn't scream hungry eyes at all. Not even in the slightest. That to me says that you're focused on, it's a very common saying. Dan Emmons, if you're in here, says it all the time. Focus on process over profits. I promise you too, and I'm guilty of it too. I was blinded by trying to get a bunch of profits early on in my trading. I was that's all I cared about. I'm like, it needs to be a bigger number. And then here's the crazy part, and maybe some of you folks has experienced this, but you get that number and all of a sudden that number becomes the norm, and then you're like, it needs to be bigger. And then you're chasing a dragon that you can never hit. Kind of like, it's like drugs. Talk to any kind of drug addict. They're always chasing that initial high that they got, right? Any drug addict will tell you that. And they're like, hey, yeah, I still want to get that first time that I ever did the drug. I want to have that original high. It's weird. Trading carries over. And this is what I love trading. Trading will beat your ass. I'm telling you straight up. Trading will beat your ass. But it's like a good ass kicking. Because it molds you into this better, stronger person, at least for me. And I'm sure a lot of you have experienced this too, but it is so you hate it so much on some days. And then some days you're you think about some period in your life, and then you think back and you're like, I wouldn't have been here if I didn't go through this with trading. And then I didn't think about this. And you're trading shifts. But I'm telling you, it can be a big demon sometimes. Anne-Marie in chat, what's up? How you doing? Here, I gotta give you a blue thing. Hold on. Wait, is that the real Anne-Marie? Let me make sure. Is that you? Yeah, that's you. Hold on. Let me, what's up? How are you? There you go. You now have a blue gear, so I'll never miss you. But good to see you, Emery. Good to see you. Thank you. But yeah, seriously, if you think about it, like, I've had so many days where, and my wife finally was like, you got to stop talking to me about trading, You got to stop talking to me about trading. Like, I used to dump it all on my wife and be like, you don't understand. It was awful today. I was so right. And then it ticked me out. And then I did this and did that. And she's like, sure, honey. And I told this story before. We were sitting out in the backyard. And it was like, we were sitting out by the fire pit, just having a conversation, unwinding for the day. Coach Hoop, I'm going to give you a gear too. There you go. So I don't miss you. But we were unwinding, and I thought, this whole time she'd been paying attention to my stories and everything. And I was like going on and on and on. And like, I'm so deep in the weeds in this story that I'm talking about trading. Like, I realized, like, to a non-trader, it's probably not making much sense at this point. I've been going on for like 25 minutes. And she reaches out and she puts her hand on my hand. She goes, honey, listen, I love you, but I don't have a clue of what you're talking about. And I honestly, like, I don't care about trading like how you care about trading. It's like, I was like, oh, bless your heart. Like, it's like, I love you, honey, so much, but I get it. Like, and that's pretty much the last time that I stopped kind of like dumping on her, like completely dumping on her. Cause I know that we've all been there. And now I have trading buddies. I like Dakota, you should see the messages I have with Dakota. Some days it's like, happy days. It's all good times, right? And then sometimes it's like, this, I fucking hate this place. The market. It's like, you should see my chat logs with Dakota. It's like very bipolar, which is funny because it's like trading can make you the most bipolar emotions in the world, right? One day you wake up, you're feeling on top of the world, like you have everything under your belt. You got I'm the best trader in the world. This is the easiest thing in the world. And then the market humbles the crap out of you. And then you go that night and you're talking to your trading buddy or whatever. You're like, dude, I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate the market. That was me yesterday when I messed up with Ninja Trader. I was like, hate this market. Hate it. Rips, how do you do your backtesting? Very good question. Very, very easy to do if you have TradingView. There's a replay mode, and pick, strategies change throughout the years. So pick a random day within the last quarter. So in the last 3 months, pick a random day, right? Pick a random day and then employ your strategy. Use the replay mode and then go like by bar. And then when you see your strategy set up, take the trade. And there's a trade tool where you can do P&L and everything. And you take your long trade, take your short trade, and then click. You see if it plays out. And then log the results and do it for 25 to 50 times. And you'll start to see whether or not that strategy is worthwhile taking. It's the easiest way to do it. Everybody wants to know, how do you backtest? Easiest way to do it. TradingView, replay mode, pick a random session in the last 3 months, do your strategy. There you go. Done. Can't backtest with order flow. Well, not footprint charts anyway. You can do it with candle charts. Ninja Trader's better for backtesting. Use market replay. It is tick by tick. TradingView is bar by bar. You can go, there's an argument for it, but TradingView is very easily accessible by most people because of the price point. It's very affordable. Wish Top Step X had replay mode. Maybe it's something you could suggest. Put it in the suggestion box and maybe they'll add it. It could be something there. I don't think there is a replay mode with Top Step X, if I'm not mistaken. You can let ChatGPT help you code a strategy tester as well. There you go. Very nice. Yeah, use whatever works, but that's kind of the gist of backtesting. One of the easiest ways to do it. And do it around the session that you're trading. If you're trading New York Opens, only pick New York Opens and then test your strategy for New York Opens. If you're doing a pre-market news strategy, test it around 8:30. Or if you're doing like, you're testing like jobless claims, go to every Thursday of the month and go through and test it and see how it does. And then you can look at what the number was reported that day, what the expectation was. There's a lot of different ways that you can backtest, but find a way that works for you. That's it. Ninja Trader is a free account, $16 per month for CME data feed. There you go. There you go. We are racing back up, by the way, to 21,000 here. We are racing back up. I wonder if we're actually going to, let's see here, looking if there's any kind of breaking news. Small caps are lighting up again. It's crazy to see. Market has come back alive again. It's wild to see this, isn't it? Do you pay for your level 2 data from NinjaTrader, or if I'm investing the money, am I better off paying for level 2 data with Bookmap? Good question there, Jordan. I pay for redundant data, actually. So I have my own data feed for Bookmap. However, if you have a Rhythmic data feed that you're paying for through NinjaTrader, you should be able to plug that in. The only problem that you might run into is that if you logged into 2 simultaneous connections, they might close one out. So I just recommend like the data feed for Bookmap, the one that I use. It's the big boy package, but you can use one for, you don't need all of the data that I have. If you're just trading index futures, get the CME package. It's like $39 or $40 a month. Plus the Bookmap fees. You're under $100 for Bookmap per month. And I understand that's expensive, but it's, in my opinion, if you're trying to read and excel in your growth and reading order flow, I think that Bookmap is one of those tools that can't be beat, because at least in the way, like, look, the way that I see it represent the data of the market is plugged in directly to how I interpret the market's data. So the funny story about Bookmap that I've told often is that I didn't know about Bookmap. This is years ago. I didn't know that anything existed like Bookmap. It used to be called Bookmap X-ray or X-ray Bookmap, something like that. And I was working out in my gym, and I was thinking about, boy, wouldn't it be so cool if they could represent the volume within a candle in a way that was easy to understand? And I was going to hire a coder to do this. And then I went on Google and I started searching like all of these ideas I had. And then I found Bookmap. And it was like exactly what I wanted to create. But obviously smarter people than me created the crap out of it. We are pushing up towards 21,000. Anybody still holding that long off that 4-hour low, or 4-hour high, I should say. The prior 4-hour high is exactly where we bounced here. Rips, do traders try to scam by using Zoom with their buddies? I have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of different ways that scammers work in the shadows, and I don't really want to give light to that. And if you are scamming a prop firm, you're going to get found out, and there's going to be some serious repercussions if there's some financial damages that you've done to that prop firm. So I don't even think it's worth discussing. These companies have tons of cash to go after you if you're a bad actor. So if you're a bad actor and you haven't been caught yet, maybe it's time to stop. You know, it's enhanced my trading entirely in the last 6 months. There you go. Yeah, I would just say, yeah, keep the data feed separate. Jordan says 100%. I used to think Bookmap was just for an elite trader. Once I started using it, I really started to understand what was causing the market to move and why it was moving the way it was. Let me tell you this, it only gets better. It only gets better. What inspired you to stream yourself trading? I really enjoy it. I enjoy it. I really do. I think it's fun. It's fun to have a community that we can connect with on a regular basis. I'm a creature of habit. I love the community that we've created here. We have a lot of differing opinions on things, and I think it's good to have that in the mix. I think that the discourse that we have here every single morning is helpful. I think that it's nice to have a pulse and a temperature on the community that we have together. And this stream allows me to bring us all together in a way, and I think that's fun. So I enjoy it. You may not agree with me, but I think if you and Patrick hooked up in person, you would become good friends. I don't know. I disagree with that. I mean, I don't really want to divulge all of the information, but early on, he followed me on Twitter. He followed me on Twitter and was like making a comment, and I was being very cordial about it. And then he DM'd me a bunch of DMs that he erased, talking about how he's owed certain amounts of money and they're going to come after me and I shouldn't trust them and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm really sorry to hear that. And I really, honestly, I don't really want to get into it, but it's just like, you know, I've always been like, yeah, cool. I'm sorry, man. Like, hey, I'm here for you. Like, whatever. And then he went crazy and took it to a weird level. And then, you know, it's just fun competition now for me, but not really competition. You know, he has his own life. I have my own life. People like the beef. It's good for engagement, I suppose. But, you know, personally, I have nothing against the guy. He is what he is, and, you know, is what it is. Please don't say community is in the community. What do you mean? Ribs, do you see any value in Mentor Q options levels? I've never heard of them, so I can't comment on that. I hate when you're telling a story and an ad pops up. I set it to automatic, so I don't know why that happens, to be honest with you. Also, if you have YouTube Premium, I don't think there's any ads at all. I changed this account to my real name. It's The Wiz. I'm going on Top Step on Tuesday. Nice. Give it up for Arshad. Very nice. He rips with microphone to use. It sounds much better than mine. Sure, SMB7. I have a bunch of these. I had at my last place a very nice recording studio. And right now, what was going to be the recording studio in this new house is a storage room. I have so much crap that I need to get rid of. I'm either going to donate it, or I told my wife, I'm like, hey, you can sell it all on eBay and you can keep all the money if you want. Yeah, she didn't really care about that. So it is what it is. Low key, YouTube Premium is the best thing I've ever bought. I watch so much YouTube, it's worth it. I also think YouTube Premium comes with YouTube Music. And by the way, I've been a Spotify user since the beginning of Spotify. And I have to say that YouTube Music is far superior now. Far superior. Hey, Rips, when you're using Bookmap to look for potential support resistance, how do you consider the resting orders? Do you see them as a magnet or more of like a repellent? It depends on the context. It's a very good question. You're asking the right questions. These are the questions that are going to excel you if you're trying to get better at Bookmap. But it's contextual. So there's two ways, by the way. Let me go over to the Bookmap full screen here. There's two ways now, by the way. There's this version, which is, the old school version. And then there's what's called Trader Map. I think it's Trader Map, but this filters out the algorithmic trading. Better one, better two. So this tries to track real orders versus market makers trading shares back to themselves. That's the difference. So if you're looking at like this stack right here, this stack above us and this stack below us, you want to assume, based on seeing how they're coming in and out of the market, see how they're kind of, watch as we move up, you'll see this brick of orders kind of moving up here. You see how it's kind of moving around? Those are liquidity providers in the market. So if we did have a sharp movement in the market, these computers are operating at a nanosecond level. Let me show you what that looks like. Go over here. So we'll look back at this area of trade here. And you can see down at the bottom, here's my time scale right here. This is 8 o'clock 49, 8 o'clock 49 and 30 seconds. Let's get in deeper. So this order right here was 18 contracts. We can split that apart in the nanosecond level and see that, look, there was 10 contracts that were fired in here, and this is what it looked like. You can't really see that, but it was broken apart here. There you go. So it's broken down. This is the nanosecond level. You can see these are now nanoseconds that we're breaking this apart. So you can get really granular, but this is the level at which these algorithms are operating here. And they're doing this at such a quick speed that even though those things are having liquidity, because they can move at the nanosecond level, the moment that the price comes down, there's going to be some of those market makers that do remain there to gather that liquidity and some of them that don't. What I do like to watch specifically is that, okay, we've had this band of liquidity. Why is this all jacked up, by the way? Hold on one second. Let me see. Let me fix this. Hold on. It's bothering me. There we go. That's better. Thank you. So you can see, like, we've had this area right here was resting liquidity. That was 8 contracts being bid. So the context that I'm looking for is what happened after we sliced through that. Did we gather that liquidity and then bounce back up? Or are we still searching for liquidity lower? So you have to understand that there's multiple different stories in the market as far as like where people are in their positions. If I'm long in a position, let me just show you. And this is just from trading experience, from trading all different markets, from trading equities, options, futures. If I'm long right here, and I'm long like, let's just say 58 contracts, and I had orders stacked up on the offer to get filled, like a 10, a 10, and a 10, and then I'm remaining with 8 contracts, I'm looking at the stacked order flow here. I'm looking at the liquidity that is stacked, and I'm seeing that, well, if I just sold right now and I would do a marketable limit order, if I sold 77 evens right now, I know that there's 8 contracts that are rested right here, and I know that I'll likely get a fill somewhere in this level. Now, that's just me as a person, and I know that that liquidity is there. And if I'm trying to get out of my position, I know that that liquidity is real because it's been resting there, and I can exchange my contracts out for that liquidity that's almost guaranteed. Now, I'm not going to get a fill any lower than 77 because I'm getting a marketable limit order, but it's more likely than not that I'm going to get that fill there. Now, exaggerate this out and pretend that you're now an algorithm, and these algorithms are trying to get delta and gamma neutral in their positions. The same thing goes for that, and they're constantly doing this. And that's what you're looking for is, what is the broader idea? Well, we came down, we found liquidity here. This bubble is much bigger. That's 126 contracts being traded there. So is that the stopping point? Did we get through enough liquidity on the downside where people were comfortable getting out of their longs or building a long position on the bid? Does that make sense? So there you go. Again, it's all contextual. It's all contextual. There's no like, oh, because it's going down and they're exchanging shares down here or contracts down here, that means the market's going to go down, right? Very contextual. It's contextual on what's happening, what time it is, what session we're in. All contextual. Contextual, not contractual. All right, anybody long in this market here? We had this pullback for that news that came out. We came all the way down to that 4-hour high, previous 4-hour high. It is a little bit thinner up here. You can see on the volume shelf that we printed, the point of control is kind of the topping area right here of this huge volume stack. So what we need to see to have shorts kind of in control of this market would be something on a breach of these levels here. So you can draw a trend on this area and say if we break this trend to the downside, that we either want to be looking for, I guess we could just use a regular old trend line, right? We could be looking for a potential break of that trend. Kind of lines up. Let me see if I can actually draw that too. I want to do it from here to here, right there to right there. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, see if we can actually break down through that. And that kind of coincides with that volume shelf there. So using this kind of technical analysis paired with Bookmap usually gives me kind of the broader idea of what I'm looking for here. 1,000 contracts. So look at the ES here. Yep, somebody just put that up. So let's watch this together. We have 1,000 contracts that somebody just put up. And this is the other cool thing about Bookmap is that I can see the moment that when that player put those contracts up. You can see down here, this is somebody that's spoofing. This is somebody spoofing a lot of contracts here. Watch. See if they come back in again here. Come on. And again, if we look at the nanosecond level, I can find them. They are spoofing right down here. Look at that. Very, very slight amount. 82 contracts, 182 contracts. Crazy, right? Right there. I love Bookmap. Allows you to see all this stuff. But yeah, so we can see the moment that they came in, they have 1,085 contracts there. Isn't spoofing illegal? Yes, but it happens all the time. What am I to? I mean, it's here. There's nothing you can do about it. It's going to happen. But it's helpful at times to see kind of what's the broader idea. I mean, look at all this mess down here. Go into the version without it. You can see it's now gone. It's removed. You see this person wanted to get a fill. They came out. They left orders up here, and now they're back down here. So you could say that this person was spoofing as well. But they're going to tell, if they were under investigation, they would say, well, the market maker was just looking for fills. And then, you know, they're trying to compress the market. The moment it came back up, they got very nervous about having those fills in. Is it possible to discern shorts from longs? Again, contextual. There's no indicator that's going to tell you that. It's all contextual. You have to use your best guess based on the context about what's happening in the market there and now. Like, there's little that you can do to predict a movement like this, unless you're the person who's selling those contracts. How many contracts was that? Let's see. looks like about 200 contracts. So that was probably a market order, and you can see that those liquidity providers were barely stacked in the way of that, and they just kind of let it fall in that print. You can see this print here broken down, how many contracts were exchanged here. Right there. So, yep, Bookmap is a wonderful tool. How do you know it's a seller or buy those 1,000 contracts? Not really familiar with Bookmap. Well, if it's a buy, then it's going to be on the offer. People are exchanging on the offer. They're buying that. If the exchange is done on the offer, it's a buy. If the exchange is done on the bid, it's a sell. There's also orders that happen at the midpoint if the spreads are wide. But that's a different story. So we are perking back up. I wonder if we're actually going to sweep those 21,000s. I have no position on, of course. You see right above my head, unrealized is at 0 because we don't have a position on. Is there a delta indicator at Bookmap? Yes, cumulative volume delta. Right now we're at basically flat in the S&Ps and the NASDAQ here. Have you tried doing the Trading View competition? No. You're ranked 250th out of 54K people. Nice, Segi. Way to go. Are those the kind of spoofs effective at reversing the market? Sometimes, yes. I mean, that's probably their goal most of the time. Again, contextual. Shouldn't say most of the time, but that's probably their goal. You can see here as we are pushing up, the bubbles are getting larger, which means that we have people that are either coming out of their longs or that are aggressively trying to short this, which is why you saw the bubbles large up here on the offer. And this is represented in that pie chart. The more green there is, the more trades that existed on the offer. More red that it is, the more trades existed on the bid. FOMC conference affect markets today drastically? Yes. Especially the subsequent press conference at 2:30 p.m. 2:30 Eastern. Hi again, Rips from Dubai. Do you prefer using tick charts or minute charts for your trading? If you lean towards tick charts, could you share the reasoning behind it? I generally use minute charts. There we go. We swept. If we would have kept our original order on, we would have got it on there, but we would have had to take a lot of heat there. So we did get that original sweep of 21,000. It's funny that the S&Ps are lagging the NQ here, but we are seeing a lot of green. Like NVIDIA's trading 146s now. So this is one of those areas that you'd be looking for a potential reversion trade. This is more of my bread and butter for a continuation and momentum trade, especially since we're not retracing heavily down into that 21,000 area. We did, like I said, I thought there'd be about 250 contracts rested at 21,000. There was 400 contracts, so a little bit off. But yeah, if you folks want to do a giveaway today, we have 21,000 people in here, or 2,100, 21,000. We have 2,100 people watching. We just hit 21,000 in the NQ. If you'd like to see some giveaways today, go ahead and hit the like button. We get to 1,500 likes, we'll do a giveaway for today. Also, the other way besides hitting the like button that you can support the stream, which I really, really appreciate, is very, very simple. All you have to do is click this link. You let the page load. You don't have to buy anything. Just click the link, let the page load, and it just shows Top Step that you are supportive of this stream and the information that we talk about here. Because I try to represent Top Step very, very well. I try to talk transparently about my journey with Top Step. I try to talk about how I trade with Top Step, and they're really the only prop firm that I use. I mean, I have traded on other prop firms in the past, but ever since I switched over to Top Step, it's been the best one for me. So what happens if you break Top Step's scaling plan? It won't allow you to. It won't allow you to. Fast markets today? No, I'm not on fast markets today. I'm on for the FOMC. So no fast markets for me. The market is opening in 25 minutes. Keep in mind. Yeah, you are unable to go over the scaling plan. So for you reversion traders out here, this is working out quite nicely if you shorted this. So for a reversion trade, what you're looking for is a weak exhaustion above prior highs. So you can see this is a 1 minute chart. We did get a little bit wicky up here. So if you're shorting this, you'd probably put a stop at 5s, and then you'd be targeting this point of control here down to 980. A little bit of a tighter target would be the end of this volume shelf right here. So you're looking at somewhere about 85 3/4. You could front run that a little bit and call it like 88. So that would be the trade idea I'd be looking for as a reversion trader, especially since we are waiting for FOMC. Thanks, Rips. I made 300 off that. Nice work. Brought myself from a negative 2,500 drawdown to currently down 300. Nice work, Ramezla. Baby, wake up! Happy birthday, by the way, to your beautiful daughter, I believe. First time here, Rips, any consolidated or composite document videos to learn your methods? Not really, just watching the streams, hanging out. That's pretty much it. Yes, FOMC is today, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, we would have got stopped out there, by the way, if we're taking our fantasy trades here. We're seeing the S&Ps really start to be bulling down here. But there you go. That gives you an instance of, hey, there's a trade idea. You get stopped out, you move on. This thing is going crazy now. They juiced that through those fives. So there's a lot of people that obviously had stops in that same area. We can see that here on Bookmap, actually. Look, right here, you can see a very large increase in volume. You can see it here represented on those bubbles. That was a very, very big push through that area where most people probably had stops there. Let's look over the S&Ps. It did break through that 59.75. We had a lot of liquidity resting there. Now, most liquidity is stacked up all the way up to 59.83 halves. We can see that right here on Bookmap. If you're interested in Bookmap, by the way, see if this works. See if this drops the link. Sometimes Nightbot works. There you go. So if you're interested in Bookmap, there's a link to it right there. We are 23 minutes out here. 23 minutes out. Rips, is my 40th birthday today. Yo, happy birthday. Starting with 2 new 50K funded accounts. Appreciate everything you do for the community. Nice work, Go Hard Greg. Happy birthday. Can we wish a happy birthday to Go Hard Greg? Happy birthday, Greg. There you go. Happy birthday, dude. 4-0. That's a big one, huh? You made it. I'm going to go ahead and do a poll here. Let's do a poll. Will the NQ end the day above or below? And I'm going to do a pretty lofty target here. I'm going to say 21,100. Remember, it's FOMC. Above, below, and no clue. Here we go. My birthday too, November 7th. Yo, Scott. Happy birthday to Scott too. That's awesome. Scorpio, nice. Happy birthday, Scott. Good to see you, buddy. I see you in here a lot. Oh, happy birthday. There's a statistics. I can never remember what the statistic is, but if you're in a room with 100 people, it's like, I think it's like 3 of them are going to have the same birthday, or it's like 3 of them, it's going to be their birthday today or something like that. What is that stupid statistics problem? What is that one? Does anybody remember that statistics problem? If you're like in a room with 100 people, it's like somebody's birthday that day guaranteed or something. I can't remember what it is. 3-bar reversal has been on fire lately. Yeah, we are juicing right now. Seeing some nice bid support in the S&Ps as well. It's a shame that we didn't get this push earlier. That would have been lovely. Room with 23 people, 2 will have the same birthday. Is that what it is? Wow, that's crazy. That is so cool. Because it's like, yeah, I can't remember what the equation is for that, but yeah, something along those lines. But yeah, this market is pushing still. We are seeing a potential flat top breakout here in the S&Ps. I don't know if we're going to have a retracement or just go. We have some strong liquidity at 21,000. It'd be really nice if we could dive down and dart for that. But I am seeing a little bit of panic on the bids here in the S&P, or in the NASDAQ rather. Rips was that 4-hour low touch 15 minutes ago. The 4-hour from yesterday, it was the previous 4-hour high. So just from the prior 4-hour session. That's it. The birthday paradox. In probability theory, the birthday problem asks for the probability that in a set of n randomly chosen people, at least 2 will share a birthday. The birthday paradox refers to the counterintuitive fact that only 23 people are needed for that probability to exceed 50%. Very cool. Yeah, it's super cool. I love statistics. Very, very cool. Always been interested in numbers. Room with 100 people, over 99% probability that 2 will share the same birthday. Very cool. It's my first time on the stream. I joined the channel and put a big like for you. Thank you, MyFX. Appreciate you, buddy. But yeah, we get 1,500 likes in the next. I'm going to stick around for 10 more minutes here. 10 more minutes. We get those likes, I'll do a giveaway because I still have to be here for the market open. Overall thoughts on market today with FOMC. I think it's going to be extremely volatile once we have the press conference. We could just continue to rally until then. But I think we'll have, if it does start to blow out to the top side here, we start to dart towards 21.1. I think that we would see a violent retracement at some point before FOMC. But there's nothing stopping this market right now. It's going. We definitely missed an entry off of that 4-hour high, this prior 4-hour high right here. That was the absolute best entry right there. And we just didn't take the trade. I'm sure a lot of people did there. Panic in the bid scope, meaning buyers might be in trouble. Exactly right. Well, sellers. That's what the panic is. Sellers are in trouble because they want to get filled on the bid. They're getting greedy. They won't want to take it out on a market order because they don't want to start a squeeze. I mean, if you've been short in a market before and you're holding a large position and it's trading very thin, it's one of the most terrifying situations to be in. And I experienced that multiple times when I was trading small caps. You're short in a position, your unrealized profit is very, very red. The market's going against you. And then the worst of the worst is when it halts up and you're completely puckered up waiting for the stock to resume out of the halt. I can think of very few worse things in life than that. News as 15 minutes VWAP bounce as well. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we had that pullback for the news. And, you know, I guess I could have taken the confluence knowing that the news was pretty lackluster. But, you know, on FOMC day, it's a little harder for me to take a confident trade off of something like that. To help fund my trading, I started TikTok and made $3K my first month. Now over 120K followers. That's sick. DM me your TikTok and I'll link it here on the stream. Dan Emmons says, I've been short 50 NQ minis into new all-time highs before awful. Yikes. Yeah, that'll stack up pretty quickly. That's 2,000 a 10 pack, isn't it? Or wait, no, it's more. 10,000 a 10 pack. Am I wrong? Is it 10,000 a 10 pack? That's like, yikes. It's $100,000 every 100-point sweep. Oof. Scary stuff. Which version of Bookmap should I have, production or alpha? Production. Alpha is just going to be have new features, but production. Right now, my Bookmap version that I'm on is 7.5.0 build 25. Long gold since last night. What was your average there, Skylar? Wow. Whew. What a move. What a freaking beautiful move. Wow. Look at that. Jeez Louise. I still remember gold when it was trading $1,800, $1,700, $1,500. Like, it's crazy. $2,700. Yow. Getting escalator up, escalator down vibes with FOMC today and FOMC. I read that wrong. And everyone expecting a 25 basis point cut. What would generate more buying versus selling? If we got a 50 basis point cut, I could see the market temporarily rallying. It really depends on what the press conference is. He's going to say things about, like, if he starts to say like inflation's under control, the market probably go ballistic. But I think he's going to say a lot of the same things. But he's under a new administration now, so you never know. This is why it's going to be the most interesting conference we've had in a very long time, because he's now under a new administration. Well, incoming new administration. Jerome Powell is not going anywhere. He did win re-election, and he's going to be the Fed chair during Trump's presidency. So it's going to be interesting what he has to say. These MC levels. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? They just don't want to. They don't want to stop. They don't quit. It's crazy. Just when you think they will never, like, there's no way that it would happen again. Yep, there they go. Right into them. It's freaking nuts. It's annoying, too, if you're long and you're like, come on. Goldman, please. So annoying. So many strats, but so far the best that is working for me is the simple buy low, sell high. Make it simple. I'm learning. There you go. Buy low, sell high. Can't lose on that one. Also, just a lot of patience and not paying attention to the minutia of the market. A lot of people get wrapped up in the minutia. I'm a momentum trader, so I'm focused heavily on the minutia of the market. But there's, like, I told the story at the top of the trading hour here, or the top of the stream. Talked about the person that messaged me, and they're like, what do you think about it long? And I said, hold it all day. They put on one trade, and then they took it off at like 4 p.m. Eastern last night. I mean, they're not paying attention to the market. Maybe they were, but it doesn't seem to me like they were sweating over their position. They just left it on and they let it work. It's one of the things I noticed early on in my trading when I had a lot of early success. Most of my trades, I was like, well, I'm green. Why would I ever take this off? And then you trade for long enough and you get green. You're like, I got to take it off now. In reality, it's like you go back to the beginner trader of yourself and you're like, it's green. Why would I ever take this off? It's making me more money. The longer I hold this, the more money I'm going to make. Why would I ever take this off? Will I be trading FOMC? Maybe. I will be commentating on it on Top Step TV. I can't promise that I'm going to trade it. When you short, do you normally hold for the break even or take profit? It stops moving. It depends. It really depends. It's contextual. Each trade is going to be different. I usually have an idea of what I want the trade to do. For instance, if I saw some type of huge failure in the order flow up here, like a massive blowout failure, I'd probably be targeting somewhere either in the point of control here or maybe back down to the prior 4-hour high. But this is probably your safe spot here. If you're trading like a 10 contract position, then maybe you're taking off 30% here, another 30% here, and the remainder here. So you're having a trade idea before the trade goes on, so you're not having these questions afterwards. If you're trading real live momentum, that's a whole different can of worms. Like you're trading like in the moment momentum and trying to read it tick by tick. Completely different thing, but it's much more risky not having a developed plan before you take the trade. I left one micro runner on yesterday and it got me about $600 when it liquidated at market close yesterday. Nice. Let me ask you this: Is Top Step, because I've always liquidated my own positions. Does Top Step auto liquidate you at the end of the day? I know other brokers will, depending on who you're trading with, but does Top Step actually auto liquidate you at the end of the day? Oh, that's sick. Sick. Okay, well, that's really good to know. I'm going to do that next time. Like if I have a poker game that I'm leaving for and I have a really good trade idea, I'm totally going to do that. That's sick. I had no freaking idea. That is freaking awesome. I've never had the stones, I guess, to let them auto liquidate me, because when I was trading my own money, I had a position on in either SPX or SPY, and they're like, dude, if you don't close this position, we're going to have to take delivery of like $60 million in contracts or in SPY shares, notional value $60 million. I'm like, oh, well, you can always count on me to close it. They're like, can we just close it for you? I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. It was a profitable trade. It was 0 DTE options, but it was a boutique brokerage, a much smaller one, but it was $60 million of USD. They would have had to take in delivery if the contract expires. So it's options. You can close from your phone too if the casino lets you use it at the tables. Yeah, we are perking up here. We're still going. 5980, definitely a big target here in the S&Ps. There are people front running it. If you're still holding the original long from any time earlier in the session, you are printing money right now. Printing. Do you reckon MP would take delivery on agricultural contract? The thing is that most people are trading sim money, so no. And I'm guessing the live account is set to auto liquidate no matter what. So yes, but if you're trading your live account, that is a violation. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've never run into that trading on Top Step yet. So good to know on XFAs. Does it work on XFAs too, or is this only for combines? Does anybody know for XFAs? Because maybe it'll be a bad thing for XFAs. I would assume that it works for XFAs. Free giveaway. Let's see. Did we get it there? 1,500 likes. We're at 880. Well, I got 30 more seconds here with you folks. We're at 880 likes. We have 1,800 people watching. I don't know how we don't get to 1,500 likes. It's kind of crazy to me. Okay, XFA works too. Cool. I try to give stuff away every single day. I don't know what it is. Apparently, asking people to lift their mouse, move it a whole quarter inch, and click the like button is a huge ask. I don't know. I don't get it. We hit it all the time, but recently it's been very troublesome to hit 1,500 likes. Could be bots. I don't think so. I have a YouTube rep that like reached out to me and talked about a lot of my growth and numbers and things like that. And I've never been view botted or anything like that. These are all 100% all organic. Everything is organic. My Instagram account, my Twitter account, my YouTube account, everything is all organic. I wonder if all 1,500 people are listening. Maybe some people just put it on and fall asleep. There, we got up to 1,000. Let's stick around for a couple more minutes, see if we can hit the goal here. Wish it was in XFAs, was a clean level and setup, still holding long and strong. Yeah, I mean, I only made $3,000 today, but it's better than making no $3,000, I guess. I'll probably, we'll see if we trade during FOMC. I'd probably just want to lock these up, to be honest. I was going for a small trade today, if at all. We need a setup bookmap class hosted by Rips. Maybe I'll do that one of these afternoons. Just come on YouTube and we'll stream that together. No cut today? Yeah, right. No, 25 basis points. I would be shocked at no cut today, Sam. I would be shocked. Do like Mohammed and don't speak until 1,500 likes. Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. Some are just checking out the competition and won't like. I mean, you can't please all the people all the time. You do what you can. I'm never going to change who I am. This is who I am. I am who I am. Did my background change? I mean, I moved like, I don't know, 5-6 months ago. So maybe a little bit. I don't know when's the last time you were here, Manrique. He did in Top Step, got 1,000 likes. That's funny. Good stuff. If the rate cut, what will happen to the stock market NQ? Well, if it's a 50 basis point cut, it would go crazy. If it's 25 basis points, it's in line, and then we're dependent on what the press conference has to say. That's it. I listen on my phone and AirPods. I have no idea where my phone is half the time. There you go. Maybe that's what it is. Rips, Biden addresses the nation at 11 Eastern. What do you think he has to say? Probably congratulations to Trump is my best guess. And he'll probably be like, I voted for him too. Me and Jill voted for him. First time we ever voted Republican. Oh, goodness. I have 5 funded accounts. 2 failed, so I passed 2 more, but it's telling me I can't have more than 5, even though the 2 extra are ineligible over 24 hours, and it won't let me activate. Try refreshing the page. Tommy. Oh, that's good. If you're looking to buy Bookmap, don't pay full price. Here's a link. Congrats to what's his name? George W. Congratulations. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, I got to get over to the Discord. We got to stream the Open together. So it's been a pleasure, everybody. Congratulations to those who are riding all-time highs. We're locking up here just over $3,000. What is that? That is, oh, wait. No, I'm completely wrong. I thought I made $3,000. I can't even math this morning. $2,600. We're up $2,600 today. Thought it was $3,000. I'm ridiculous. All right, everybody. I hope you all have a fabulous day out there. And I'll see you over on Top Step TV later. I'm going to be streaming FOMC over there. So good luck, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you over on Top Step TV later. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you bright and early tomorrow for our Friday stream at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Take care, everybody. I'll see you then.